Hello, and welcome to Pearls of Wisdom by Pearl Operational Design. My name is Hazel Lord, and if you're new to our channel, I want to welcome you. And if you're returning, I really hope you're finding our videos helpful, insightful, and even great if you can take some of the learnings and apply it in your context. So today I have with me Johan Noel, a friend of our organization. And we thought with this particular topic that we would have it more of a discussion with questions and just free-flowing conversation. I really hope you like this format. Please let us know if you do, and that, of course, that you find value out of this content that we produce for you. So, Johan, welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
And do you want to say a little bit about yourself?
Yes, admittedly, whenever I'm asked that question, I forget my entire existence. But I have a background in business. I studied it in school. I've always been intrigued by how it all comes together, and it's really through my conversations working with you that I think I've really sparked an interest. This channel's been very helpful for me. I've been following your channel, watching your videos.
Thank you.
And I like how it starts with value. So that's, shameless plug. That's the first video, and it really helped me, and it really ties it all together. So I am a follower, I'm a fan, and as I mentioned, I studied business. I continue to, really use your content. So I'm happy to be able to join this discussion with you and talk a little bit more about this topic.
This topic came to us through many conversations. It started when I was training. So I do teach Lean Six Sigma Green Belt level as a black belt myself. And I was explaining the concept of a tool we call the critical to quality tree. The critical to quality tree, which I will show a little later, is a tool that's used when you go and you hear from your customers that they want something that is not tangible, it's not easy for you to measure, and essentially what you're trying to find is a proxy for the measurement. And then these discussions kind of spawned from exercise into a topic that's really front of mind for many businesses today, which is productivity tied into the hybrid workforce. And what does that look like? Who don't necessarily want to go back into the office, who wants to be able to be flexible with their day and have agency over how they organize their day and be able to work, and that the thinking previously around, well, you have to be in the office, you have to be there for 8 hours, you have to have a 1-hour lunch. And in this day and age, the question is, and I still question it because I question everything, is that still a good measure of productivity?
It's definitely a hot topic. You see it in the discourse on LinkedIn. A question that I had, and I've been thinking about it for a while, is how do you know, when you think about flexibility and you think about parameters, how do you measure that? Commonly, at least in the workplace, we use time. I'm in the office, that 9 to 5, right? You have that hour lunch break. But when we think about flexibility in the hybrid model, does that change? How do you measure that?
I go back to an example when I think about time as a proxy for productivity. When I was back at university, and I won't tell you how many years ago that was, we had a really difficult assignment to do. And we had this brilliant guy in our class. And I think the next day, everyone was talking about how they didn't sleep, how they stayed up all night, or they went to sleep at like 5 o'clock in the morning and they're literally crawling into class. This particular individual, a very lovely person, wanted to blend with us and said, I went to sleep at 3 o'clock as well, but we knew he was like the star of our class. We're like, what? You went to sleep at 3 o'clock? He goes, oh yeah, I had finished by 12 o'clock. I was playing video games. That's to say, because of course he finished the assignment. Of course he did well. Do you really measure? Because it took him a very short period of time, granted, he was brilliant. I think it's about knowing when you have an assignment, there are a number of things. So do you have leadership that will be helping you remove some of the barriers so that you may not necessarily spend as much time. Therefore, the time component is not a measure of what it is that you're going to get to do, but you're able to do it in whatever time is allocated. Do you need to be spending exactly 8 hours doing work? There are different skill sets, different people, different subject matters, different contexts that are in play that actually determine, well, how long are you going to be able to do something? And so at the end of the day, really, ultimately, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to accomplish a task and have it be at a high level of performance? Or are you trying to ensure that someone is sitting at their desk for 8 hours? Because I can be at my desk for 8 hours, not that I do this, but I can be sitting at my desk for 8 hours and only really doing 2 hours of work.